Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you all so much for being here. Let me grab my slides. Okay. There we go. All right. Let me see who was here first. Black Queen, thank you so much for being here first. And thank you so much for being an awesome moderator. Always appreciate it. Thank you, Lydia, for being here. Second, B. Martim, and Mary H., Rosa Roberts, Judy Matassit, and a host of friends and others. Very cool. Okay, so I don't think we'll be on too long tonight. Um, Happy Kwanzaa. I don't know what it is, and you don't either, but Happy Kwanzaa. I have no idea what that means. I know it's something about some candles, and I think there was some people from the African diaspora that was there, but I have to tell you, I am clueless. But happy Kwanzaa anyway, because I believe that there should be access. I new traditions start and everything. So even though it's not anything I'm familiar with, I am open to new traditions. So happy Kwanzaa. Princess Anne knows what it means. But yeah, anyway, happy Kwanzaa to you all. And mm, oh, sorry. Mm, having a little sip of coffee there. Uh Hello, Yellow Rose Tea. And Eulibi is here, Antoinette Kennedy. Okay. And next. Okay, so new Washington Post CEO accused of Murdoch tabloid hacking cover up. So, you guys, one of the things that I was hoping for with the um, purchase of the Washington Post from Jeff Bezos, I was kind of hoping that the Washington Post would be more of a American owned traditional newspaper. I believe it was the Washington Post that broke the Watergate. Hello, Mackenzie. I think it was the Washington Post that broke the Watergate. And if you're not familiar with that, the Watergate was about a burglary at the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee. And the Watergate became, what do you call that? When a name becomes like a something anyway. But yeah, so anytime you hear the suffix gate, it evolved from the Watergate, and that's usually some scandal and prolonged investigation that, in particular, has political ramifications. But sometimes Watergate, or should I say, the gate, could just be about any kind of scandal. Um, I know I use it sometimes. I'll throw a gate behind something in no time, but yeah, it's used a lot, and it's because of that. And Watergate itself is actually a complex of buildings in Washington D.C. that look like they were built back in the '60s or the early '70s. And anyway, that's the name of this building complex, which includes offices, residential apartments, and so forth. And they call the complex of buildings the Watergate. And I guess because of his proximity to the Potomac River or something like that. Anyway, it's in or around Washington, D.C., and it has become, part of the language that we use when we discuss scandals and again when it's political. So um, I was hoping that the Washington Post would be a more traditional newspaper. Because the thing is, newspapers are going out of fashion. However, when it comes to disseminating information, when it comes to propaganda and um, gaslighting and such, it is still a very formidable force of journalism. And, now, of course, most of those papers are using online access to play with people's minds. And so, um, like for a long time, it was said that people would still buy a newspaper, and a lot of people would listen to the radio and look at the newspaper. And the newspaper was a way of validating whatever story was in the paper that day, or should I say, was on the radio that day. And then when television came along, people continued to buy newspapers and they would watch television. And it was like you have your newspaper in the morning and your television news broadcasts in the evening, and one would validate the other. The newspaper would always validate, and then even people on television, they tend to reference newspapers. They'll say, well, the New York Times, so and so, so and so, there was an op ed in the New York Times. That stuff happens, you know, routinely. So newspapers still, even though they're on the decline, they still have a very important place in society. Kathy G says, Baron, mailed your card today. Hope you get it. Hope it gets there in time. Fingers crossed. Kathy G, it does not matter whether it gets here sooner or later. I am going to love it just the same, and I am going to place it under my Christmas tree with my other cards. So yeah, it doesn't matter. The holiday season to me, until it is like the 2nd of January, it's all one big ongoing celebration. So thank you so much, and I will look forward to it. And thank you for 23 months of membership to Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciated. Also, thank you. Okay, hey Cherry Ware. Black Queen, okay. Evelyn Kobo, thank you for being here. So, does anybody have any thoughts about the video I posted earlier? If not, that's fine. It's layered with uh, well, I would say layered with taint. It's so tainted. So if you guys don't have a lot to add to it, but essentially the guy Will Lewis, who helped cover up a lot of the phone hacking stuff, who aided and abetted, or should I say gave comfort to Rebecca Brooks, he kind of was brought in to clean up things. He was there to salvage the Sun, to help clean up the mess of news of the world, and then to help salvage the Sun, which was the more profitable of the two newspapers. I think it's awful that anyone would have the ability to own two newspapers, three newspapers in the same market, And there were antitrust laws against such things years ago, but over time, a lot of those laws were done away with. And so someone like a Rupert Murdoch could just come in and buy up all kind of newspapers that have trusted names that a lot of people have grown up with. And I'll give you a good example. Newsweek magazine, a trusted news source, all of a sudden has become a tabloid. Hello, Helene Grind. Let's see. Hello, Baron. I love your earlier video of this corrupt Washington Post CEO. Yeah, Jeff Bezos is actually the one who hired Will Lewis to come over and run the Washington Post. Now, apparently, this guy is supposed to have the ability to draw in the millennials, to bring the young people in. So far, it has been ineffective. The young people are getting their news from other sources. How many people under 30 do you suppose is going to get their news from the ancient Washington Post? I mean, who does that? What was her name? Catherine Graham, who was the owner of the Washington Post. Um, Back in the day, it was an incredible institution. It was a great newspaper, but now, it's like I had so much hope with Jeff. Oh, sorry about that. With Jeff Bezos owning it, and of course, we all remember that the Duchess of Sussex was sitting in the billionaire box at the Beyonce concert. So I'm hoping that if nothing else, the Washington Post will be fair with the Sussexes, even with this monster at the helm. I hope that they will be fair with the Sussexes. That's all I ever hope for, is not a free pass, but just make it fair. Carmen's Place says Kwanzaa starts on 12/26 and goes through 1/1. Okay. So it's the day after Christmas, so I haven't missed it yet. I'm a little early with my happy Kwanzaa. Hello, Marcia Ware. Let's see. The video was great. They are all evil. Yeah, well, the content, of course, originates from the um, oh gosh, it was NPR. NPR, which is National Public Radio. I think that's what NPR is, National Public Radio. And I believe that a lot of the funding comes from the government, like the public broadcasting stations. I think they get a lot of money from endowments and donors. And of course, the federal government chips in at the humanity of the arts and all that kind of stuff. So it is a fine tradition. Public television and public television really reached the zenith back in probably the 1980s. But eventually, a lot of things that they used to do on public television was taken over by the cable networks. And then eventually, now you can stream a lot of the same type of content. So that's how we got a lot of British television shows, was from the public television stations across the country. Like Boston was like one of the really big markets for public television, still is, of course. That's how we would watch Doctor Who, is on our PBS stations. Okay. Hello, Jacqueline Squash, the official chaplain of Royal Sussex. Speaking of Christmas greetings, family, Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. Family, God bless you all now and forever. Thank you, Jacqueline Squash, the official chaplain of Royal Sussex. What responsibility. The chaplain of Royal Sussex. Okay. Hey, VS Speaks Royally. Ania 13. Oh, okay. You're saying hi to Judy. Okay. Very cool. So, anyway, if you guys want to see what the fuss is about, there is a video that I posted earlier about the actually is from the what do you call it? From the Washington NPR, National Public Radio, and well, they have this great article. So if you're not apt to reading it yourself, I have done all the work for you. So you can just go and check out that one. Um, yeah, it takes a lot to put those together, but it's really cool because as I'm doing it, I'm actually getting the information myself. So always glad to help with that. So I'm gonna try to do a couple of other of those articles that I have seen that I wanted to do. So look forward to those in the next couple days, I hope. So this is, I think, is her first name is Catherine Graham. She was the owner of the Washington Post during the days of the Watergate scandal, and this is the new owner, Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world. And I tell you, he can do a lot of things with that paper, and I hope that he uses it for good, in spite of the fact that he brought that other person over. So I'm hoping he will do great things with it. I forgot how long ago he purchased the Washington Post, but I know it's been at least a few years. So Jeff Bezos purchased the Washington Post when? 2013. Yeah, September 2013, Jeff Bezos purchased the Washington Post for a whopping $250 billion. So you can really get a lot of influence. And plus, Jeff Bezos purchased a property in Washington, D.C. So, he has some aspirations to be close to the center of power in this country. So yesterday, I wanted to play a soundbite for you all, and it had to do with the clever blend, right? Well, I found it. That is Oprah on the left side. That was when she received that lovely gift from the Duchess of Sussex, and she decided to post it. And then eventually, for Christmas, it became one of her favorite things. So let me share that with you. Um, and it's just Oprah talking, but I thought it was really cool.
We have this lovely Christmas basket, nice decorations from my neighbor, and with a matcha super latte, and with a chai super latte, and my new favorite golden super latte. And it's called Clever. I think that's how you pronounce it, Clever. And she says, put in the scoop and only add at first a third cup of water, third, then your frother, Canada frother, froth, and then happy holidays, y'all.
Okay, so that was it. She uh made her golden blend, which has a lot of taramic in it, which is really good for you. I believe it's supposed to be an antioxidant as well. And if you look there on the right side, that was one of the first videos I made. Was when I got my what do you call it, my clever blend, and I laid everything out, and I even put my little Funko dolls back there. And you can see I have my copy of The Bench. I have the cookbook, and of course, there on the left side, that purple that you see there, that is actually the program from the wedding, which I still have that. And on the right side is the postage stamps that I purchased with Harry and Meghan. Those are real postage stamps. And then, of course, there is a photo that I printed of a sketch of the Duchess of Sussex. And you see the little canister. Well, that is I got the whole kit. So that is a little thermal mug that has a top, which is really cool because I hate when my warm stuff gets room temperature. I like to keep it just a little bit warm. So that is really cool for anything to have a thermal cup with a lid like that. And you can just take it off when you're ready for a couple more sips. So very cool. And you see that little plastic baggie on the right side? That is bird feed. You know, nowadays, in modern times, with weddings, they don't want you throwing rice. They want you to throw bird feed. So That pack is bird feed, and I still haven't. I never opened it, but that's what they handed out to people in Windsor on the day of the wedding was little packages of bird feed. And right after Oprah made that little video, Megan even sent Clever to a few of her friends. And one morning, we woke up to Oprah Winfrey making super latte on Instagram. We sold out for 2 months. For 2 months, they were sold out because Oprah woke up one day and made a super latte with the gift that she was given from the Duchess of Sussex, and that immediately sold out everything. So they really had to try to rush to get some more orders out. Could it be? Is it really? Yes, it is. Connie Bomber. Hey, Connie Bomber. It's going to be a short one today. We're not going to be on so long, but thank you so much for being here. Okay, let's see. And there is another photo that I took. That is my collection of my Clever blend. I have to tell you, my favorite was this golden super latte. It came in the box that you see on the right, and the little white box on the top. That is where the frosting thing comes from. So the silver thing is the frother. The little black bag is for the thermal cup or mug or whatever. So the little thermal mug, it came in that little bag there. So if you buy like the entire kit, I guess they still offer the entire kit, but if you do that, you get 14 servings per package, and you also get the thermal mug and the frother. So that is how I purchased it, and I'm embarrassed to say I haven't purchased any more since, but I did put the golden super latte on the official Royal Sussex wish list, so maybe I'll get it, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, so that was very, very cool. And as if we didn't know it, Prince Harry's Spare becomes Amazon best-selling book of 2023. So that has been trending all day. Again, Prince Harry's Spare is the best-selling book of 2023. I thought it was just so funny when everybody was saying, "Oh, you know, Britney Spears' book is so popular." Yeah, it is, but it's not Spare. It may be a lot of things, and yes, I feel for the fact she's been through a lot of trouble, but it's not Spare. And I don't even think she did the reading for her book, um, and that's probably a good thing too. But Spare has been a record breaker, and for what 10 months straight, it was number one. So it is going to be remembered as a super incredible moment in publishing history. So okay, and then of course I love this. Megyn Kelly calls for boycott of Taylor Swift, to which Taylor Swift fans responded, "Who in the Frappuccino is Megyn Kelly?" Who that woman? Hoppo? Who that woman? Hoppo. Who that woman? They don't even know who Megyn Kelly is. How embarrassing. You're calling for a boycott, and the people that it really matters to, they don't even know who you are. The people that listen to the music, they don't know who you are. It's hard to believe that there is a whole generation of people who don't know who quite a few people are. And of course, Megyn Kelly is one of them. It's not like they ever watched Fox News or anything like that. So who cares? Megyn Kelly is so early 2000s, right? If then. So she may as well not even exist anymore. Nobody's interested and nobody cares. Now, it's been the annual Christmas party. Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for being here and being a member of Royal Sussex. Well, there's the annual Christmas party. Now, I did not see the Prince and Princess of Wales. I did not see the King and Queen consort. The only queen that I saw was Edwina, but other than that, there were no other queens there. Um, as you can see in the upper left is Penny Natchbull, and then there's Peter Phillips and his kids. But as you know, he and his wife, they're either separated or divorced. And anyway, I guess they don't do stuff together anymore. And there's is that Eugenie and the bartender? Or is that Beatrice and the bartender? You know, I can never remember which is which. But yeah, that's Jack the bartender and Beatrice or Eugenie. And of course, did somebody say double wide? Huh? Did somebody say double wide? There are the Tyndalls. There are the Tyndalls. And let me tell you, anytime I see the Tyndalls, I think of it really takes me back to Appalachia. I always think of like they're the I would say whenever the Clampetts went back to Tennessee, I would always expect to see Mike and Zara Tyndall waiting on the porch for him. Howdy. I don't know why they give me that energy. They seem like a couple of characters from Hee Haw. I don't know what it is about them, but they're just so provincial, so basic, so common. And of course, Zara, who has a tongue ring, if that's not a scandal, which is why I always refer to her as Zara the tongue ring Tyndall. And then, of course, there's Edward and Sophie. Sophie, who arrived to that family penniless in about what was it, $2.5 million debt or whatever it was. That's Sophie. Sophie, who seems to have that angry, combustible attitude, the one who made one of her bodyguards cry, the one who can't seem to keep her escort, her I'm sure that's not escort, but her her procession, her vehicles on the side, actually on the street. They always end up on the sidewalk and cutting across the grass and stuff. I don't know what's wrong with that, but yeah, that one. So what's that? Princess Margaret of Kent is losing her hair. Which one is Princess Margaret of Kent? I don't know who that is. I didn't know there was a Princess Margaret of Kent. Let me see who that is. Princess Margaret of Kent. Oh, Princess Michael of Kent. Yes, Princess Michael of Kent. Yeah, there's no Margaret, there's Michael. Princess Michael of Kent. Oh, I see what you mean. And she just smiling. I wonder if she's heavily medicated or something like that, because usually she doesn't smile. Usually she has that resting Princess Michael of Kent face. And I noticed this year she's not wearing her blackamoor brooch. I guess she reserves that for those occasions when there is a biracial African American attending the annual Christmas luncheon. Maybe that's when she chooses to use that. But otherwise, yeah, it does seem like her hair is thinning out. But yeah, she and her husband, they're getting on in years, and they both seem to have a lot of trouble navigating the steps. Yeah, the steps when they were going to the what is it, the Jubilee prayer service. They were praying to get up the steps. Yeah, she wore that thing for Megan. And that is why Princess Diana used to refer to her as the U-boat captain because her father was actually a member of the Nazi Party. She claims she didn't know, but her father was a Nazi. So Princess Diana, Princess Diana began to refer to her as the U-boat captain. And of course, for those of you that don't know, a U boat is, of course, the German submarine, the U boat. And of course, there goes Afro Annie and her husband. Gosh, what is his name? Oh, well, I forget. But yeah, so there's Afro Annie. She's making her way in. So yeah, but who could forget how beautiful the Sussexes looked, how glamorous they looked when Harry and Meghan went to the annual Christmas luncheon. I mean to tell you, nobody serves up glamour like our Princess Meghan. The rest of them just pale in comparison. But Meghan was serving up beauty. She ate it up. She ate it up. No wonder they were so jealous. Matter of fact, I'll show you. How rude of me not to have the photo ready. But let me show you how beautiful our Duchess looked that first time. Actually, was it the only time she ever went to the luncheon? I mean, she was only in the UK for 18 months as a married woman. And then after everything happened, she's like, I am so out of here. Okay. There we go. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, I got to get rid of something to bring something else in. So let me get rid of a couple of these photos that I had here. Sorry, Church Nelly. He's got to go. I got to make room for Meghan. Sorry. Sorry. But Carl Phillips has to go. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute. How come that's not working? Let me try it again. Let me try it again. You know, I would love to see Princess Anne with a silk press, wouldn't you? I would love to see Princess Anne with a silk press. Huh, I'm sorry, you guys. For some reason, this is not working. Oh, well. Let me try one more thing. And if that don't work, never mind. Huh. Why is that not working? That's that one. Let me try this. Add overlay. Am I in the right place? I thought I was. Yeah, sorry. I'm not able to do it for some reason. Recent. It is not cooperating. Wow, that is so weird. That is so weird. Let me try one more thing because you know me, I don't like to give up. Let me try one more thing. If that don't work, I don't know what would. Okay, that and that. That is spooky. How come that's not working? Crikey. I don't even know what that means. Crikey. Okay. Try that one. Yeah, not working. Weird. Weird. Okay. Never mind. Unless I do this. Let me see. No, I don't like to give up. Fudge. Okay, I give because nothing's working right now. I think it is because of the source of it. All right. Okay, never mind. Yeah, the entire family looked kind of dull. That is true. Yeah, it was it I mean, take a look here. It just it you know what? You're absolutely right. They do look dull. They look so lifeless. It's like looking at flowers that are wilted. Yes, it's like wilted flowers. That is what I'm seeing. They are so lifeless. Yeah. It's almost like it's like they all look like the last Christmas tree after all the good trees have been picked over. That's what they look like. They look like that last Christmas tree because all of the nice trees are long gone. So, yeah, good observation. But yeah, they look pretty lifeless. Kind of yeah, lifeless, I would say. Oh man. Oh well. All the best to them. That's all I can say is all the best to them. I wish nothing bad on any of them. Yeah, I wish nothing bad on any of them. Okay, let me move on because this here is definitely not working for me. Okay, get out of there. And next, oh, again, happy Kwanzaa, getting in the spirit of things. You have Princess Anne with her annual Happy Kwanzaa earrings on. Um, Even though she won't openly come out and admit what her roots are, um, she won't admit having some, what do you call it? Um, what do you call this stuff? The Crown Royal Crown hair grease. Even though she won't come out and admit that she uses that product in her hair, we all know from which she comes. So um, it's okay. We're all God's children. Okay, try this one. Wow, Megan looks good. Let me get this. Okay, because you know I cannot let it go. I got to show you these photos. So here goes. Let me try this. Ha! There we go. I knew it'd find a way. Huh? Huh? This was that first Christmas luncheon. And wasn't this before they got married? I think this was before they got married. And Megan was just in the car looking delicious. Absolutely delicious. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. She was serving it. Nobody does car glamour like our Duchess. Nobody. Uh oh, is this that same occasion? I think it is. Let me see if I can grab this photo for you guys. This is kind of eerie, but let's do it anyway. This one. Click, 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 click. Yeah, I think that is the same occasion. Wow, look at that hair. Her hair is so silky. And do have a drop of black blood. A drop. A drop. I wouldn't be surprised to look back at an NAACP meeting and see Ann in there. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, thank you so much, Helen Cole, for the super chat. And you know who else was there? I mentioned earlier Penny Natchbull. Now, Philip's will is sealed forever. Well, for all intent and purposes, for like 99 years, nobody can see what's in Philip's will. And that, of course, they said was to protect the Queen's dignity. Now, I I believe that Penny Natchbull and Philip had a very special relationship. Like right here, you can see she's showing him something interesting right there in the car, or he's showing her something interesting. But I think they had a very special relationship. A relationship that was based on mutual interests, um, like fishing and hunting and that carriage racing and stuff like that that Philip used to do. Um, and just to celebrate their friendship, obviously the paparazzi was nearby and snapped this rather interesting photo. Maybe they're looking at a map or playing checkers or something. Yeah, that's it. They have their chess game there. Or maybe they're doing Sudoku. It's not important. What's important is the very special friendship that they have. Hey, Sean. And Sean says, and I don't care. Penny Natchbull and I don't care. Penny Natchbull and I don't care. Penny Natchbull and I don't care what they were doing in the car. And of course, it wasn't unusual to see Penny Natchbull on the occasional royal outing. She was just one of the family. Yeah, she was just one of the family, that Penny Natchbull, and I don't care. And as you can see, the Queen was always glad to have her along, so she didn't have to talk to Philip all day. See there? You can tell from the look on the Queen's face that nothing gives her more pleasure in this world than Philip's very special friend in tow. So it's just how things are. And then, of course, when they had the memorial service for Philip, people referred to it as the bring your, what is it, the BYRM, Bring Your Royal Mistress Day. Not to say that any of those, well, I could say at least Camilla, but the other two, we have to put an asterisk next to them. We don't know if Penny Nashbull was a mistress. We don't know if the Countess of Cholmondeley or Marquise of Cholmondeley, um, Rose Hanbury, we don't know if she's somebody's mistress. All we know is that they're They're very close friends of the family. Hola to you too. Is it Sarah Aquila? Aquila? Am I saying that right? Yes, mutual interest. That's exactly what it is. Mutual interest, like hunting and fishing and boating and stuff like that. The Countess, who became Prince Philip's closest confidant, how Penny Knatchbull befriended the Duke of Edinburgh and leaned on him after tragedy struck, as her Crown films intimate scenes between the pair based upon unproven rumors of an affair. So even there, you can see the Daily Mail says they're unproven rumors of an affair. So I'm just going to assume that Penny Knatchbull is just a good friend of the family, someone who was always tolerated by the Queen. Their German Penny was playing hide the woo. Is that what they were doing? Well, thank you so much, Leslie F, for clearing that up for me because I wasn't really sure exactly what was going on. But looking back on it or looking down at it, that's exactly what was going on, I'm sure. So thank you for clearing that up. And yeah, if there was any misunderstandings forthwith and there what thereof and heretofore. uh but yeah, so as you can see, she's just like family. Now, speaking of family, I don't approve of paparazzi photos of our Duchess, you know that. But these were so long ago. So this, of course, was our Duchess up in Toronto. And what kind of daughter would she be if she didn't drag her California mama up there in that cold, windy, breezy, frigid rotunda called Winter in Toronto? What kind of daughter would she be if she didn't somehow bring her mother up there to enjoy that cold weather with her? And of course, you can see our Doria doesn't look a bit out of place. She got her what do you call it? Her Parker, her puffy Parker on coat. So she's good and warm. She is good and warm. I tell you, when it's cold, fashion goes out the window. Remember that if you are glamorous and you are in the northern hemisphere during winter, if you're glamorous, you're probably not warm enough. Glamour goes out the window. It is a tradition. You got to go fish out that ugly coat and put that on. Now that coat is not ugly, but it's kind of plain. But yeah, you got to fish that coat out because especially if you're waiting for the bus, you got to have something at least down to your knees. So that works. You need a hat on, but that works. Let's see. Lydia Washington says today is Marcy Foreman's birthday, and she is requesting a song from me. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll just do happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Marcy Foreman. Happy birthday to happy birthday. See how I did that whistle note at the end? I mean, if it to the untrained ear, I could have easily have been Minnie Riperton or Mariah Carey to the untrained ear. And trust me, something about my singing, you don't need to train your ear. Is so melodic and so natural, or is it unmelodic and unnatural? something like that. But anyway, yeah. So that anyway. Let's do a little dance. Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Today is Lilibet Diana Mountbatten-Windsor's birthday. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Church Nellie's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, I originally had to have a little glass of whiskey. I haven't figured that out yet. Let's see here. Oh, MR, thank you so much for the Cash App. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now, one of the squatties grabbed this off of, let me see. Let me see if I can make that out. Okay. Let me cipher what we're looking at here. Meghan Markle stars in ad for coffee company. Meghan Markle pops up as a slightly nerdy digital staffer in... How about Meghan Markle returns to acting for a special coffee ad? Meghan Markle returns to acting with a cameo in coffee ad. Meghan Markle makes cheeky appearance in latte company ad. Meghan Markle sort of returns to acting in Instagram coffee ad. And I'm still on the first column. Fans spot Meghan Markle, spot Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, making a surprise video cameo. Meghan Markle returns to acting in advert for Clever Blends. Meghan Markle makes surprising return to acting in genius new ad for coffee company. Watch Meghan Markle make a return to acting as Royal something. Hold my Teramic Latte. Who on earth is that? Meghan Markle appears in super coffee advert on Instagram. Meghan Markle's latest C Duchess of Sussex returns to acting. Okay, I'm only halfway done. Meghan Markle takes a surprising role as an intern packing boxes in a new coffee ad. Meghan Markle returns to acting as she stars as intern in new ad for coffee company. Meghan Markle stars as an extra. Oh, now she's an extra. She's not acting. She's an extra in a Christmas advert for coffee. Meghan Markle returns to acting in coffee advert as intern who something. And Meghan Markle used her own cash and celebrity cachet to launch ethical coffee brand. Wow, that was from the Mirror. And then the Independent says Meghan Markle stars as intern for wellness coffee brand in surprising cameo. The Evening Standard says Meghan stars as intern stacking boxes in new advert for coffee company. Meghan Markle takes role as intern stacking boxes in vegan something. Watch Meghan Markle make acting return as intern in Clever Christmas ad, and they spelled it clever, like Clever Blend. Entertainment Tonight says Meghan Markle goofs off in rare end of year video. The New York Post says Meghan Markle stars as intern stacking boxes, brewing coffee for new ad in acting cameo. And lastly, the Daily Beast. Meghan Markle up frothy new vegan coffee ad. Brews up frothy new coffee ad. So for somebody irrelevant, for somebody who is just wasting her time and working an hour a week and all that kind of stuff, it seems like these handful of what is that? Um, yeah, yeah. It seems like these little things that they grabbed here. 24 of them, yeah, 24. So that was 24 headlines, and one of the squaddies decided to share that, which was really cool. I had started grabbing them myself to make my own collage, and then I saw this. I'm like, oh, somebody's done the work for me. So thank you, someone. But yeah, so that's really cool. And what I love about this is that this is free publicity. This is free publicity for that coffee blend. So they don't even need to go through all the trouble of that other nonsense. It is a free advertisement. And then check this out. Gather for your mental health. Project Healthy Minds. Let's see. Now they just posted this actually. World Mental Health Day Festival at Hudson Yard, New York City, to spread awareness and celebrate our shared commitment to making mental health services more accessible. We divided our efforts into three key areas: move, meditate, and gather for your mental health. Now that makes a lot of sense. I like that. Move, meditate, and gather for your mental health. Very important. So move, go for a walk, get some air, gather. What is it? Is that right? Move. Oh, meditate. Meditate, yeah, reflect. Now, last night before I went to bed, I had made such a mess trying to put up all my Christmas decorations and stuff. And there it stayed for a couple of days. So last night before I went to bed, I meditated. I was like praying, please give me the energy to clean up this mess. I mean, it's just like I was so overwhelmed. Where am I going to put this? And yeah. So anyway, today I just woke up and everything fell into place. Everything fell into place, and I finished, and everything looks perfect now. So that was me meditating about what needed to be done, and I'm glad I got it done. So, and then of course, lastly, gather. I guess that means be with your friends. Gather. We gathered together and heard from consequential voices in public policy, media, culture, sport, business, and academia about the future of mental health in the U.S. Speaker include blah blah blah, and then Project Healthy, Carson Daly, Prince Harry, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, etc., etc. So there you go. And then this. Now for a little messy. This was back in 2019. This was 2019. And as you know, Celibici had an article one day. And actually, it wasn't an article. I was listening to them on their podcast. And they said something about remember when the Mirror and the other papers for Remembrance Day had put Kate's picture up there where they said her mouth was askew. They said her mouth was askew, and I couldn't agree more. It is a bit askew. And I think that probably, actually, I don't have an explanation for it. It's askew, and that's all to it. But yeah, um, probably all of those facials that she's gotten, probably just a little nervous tick from those facials, but it's okay. We're all God's children. Um, that's it. We're all God's children. So if her mouth's a little askew, then God bless her. There's nothing wrong with having your mouth askew. Although it might be interesting. I don't think I've ever seen her eat before. I think I'd like to see that. I mean, does it come out the other side or what? And then I started thinking about it. I said, well, you know what? That makes sense. That is like a family trait because I have for a while assumed that Kate Middleton was somehow related to Jim Neighbors, who starred as Gomer Pyle. So um, for a long time, I had just assumed that there was like some type of ancestral relations going back, you know, in the past. Somewhere they have a common ancestor, don't you think? So that is my theory that somewhere down the line, there is a common ancestor. Yeah, it's all that grinning, the grinning and grinning and grinning. But golly, you see what I mean? Tell me you don't see the resemblance because I do. I do. I see that resemblance just as clear as the day is long. Somewhere in the past, there was a common ancestor. There was a common ancestor for the Princess of Wales and Jim Neighbors. And of course, even here, when Kate was first introduced to the public, when she wore that rather bizarre hat, even then, things were just a little askew. Oh man. So anyway, I decided to end today on a little messy note. And as I said, we won't be long today. I worked on that other video earlier, so please do go back and watch that video. And remember, if your mouth is askew, just be careful when you eat or drink. Okay? We don't want you to have a mishap. And again, happy Kwanzaa, which starts on the 26th of December. But we got to get to Christmas first. I hope you guys have some great plans for Christmas. I'll be here Christmas Eve. I hope you will join us. I'm going to try to go on maybe at least at about 5 Central Time, maybe 6 Central Time. I'll try to go on early that day for sure. But in the meantime, thank you all very much. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. It's weird getting out of here in an hour. And I promise you, I'm not going to talk any further. I'm going to call it quits for the night. And I'm going to finish my little projects. I finished putting up my Christmas lights. I went out while the sun was out and I finished all my Christmas lights and everything. I'm very proud. I even washed the windows. You know, I was looking out at the lights and I saw that haze. I went and got the squeegee and a bucket of soapy water and a rag, and I literally cleaned the windows today. So I am so proud of myself. And then I made that fantastic video earlier. So I hope that will shed some light on all of this stuff that is going on with the Washington Post. Again, that video was posted earlier, so do go and check it out. And anyway, love you guys. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And as always, we acknowledge our queens, the very rock of the Sussex family, Doria, and the very spirit of the Sussex family, our Princess Diana. Those two ladies are responsible. Oh, is it Diane Hawkins' birthday too? Well, happy birthday, Diane Hawkins. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday birthday. Just think right now, somebody's dog is making their way under the bed. Somebody's cat is hiding behind the drapes. All because it's Diane Hawkins' birthday. All right. And we'll let that be our last word of the day. Oh, good night, Connie Bomber. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Sleep well. Okay, I'm going to go. Let me cue the Ginger Avenger, and I will see you all tomorrow. Uh, Let me see here.